Let's have a look at our ClickFunnels dashboard with all the different funnels that we already have built in there. And let's actually look at how the funnel looks. So I'll click on my social media post ideas funnel. And when I open it up, I will see the pages or the steps that I have in that funnel. So right now, all I need is the lead magnet opt-in page and a thank you page. So I have 2 pages in this funnel. If I wanted to get more complex, you can add different steps to your funnel. So for example, for this webinar funnel, I have the opt-in page, then there is the actual webinar video, and at the end of the video, I send people to an order form where they can purchase the paid product. And after they have purchased it, we send them to a thank you page where they can actually access what they have just purchased. So that's a more complicated funnel. So we have the free webinar video and then we're selling our product. If I want to get even more complicated, I'll go to my online business launchpad course, which at the beginning it has a video sales letter. So we just show them a video. On the next page, we take them to the order form. So on that order form, they can enter their payment details and buy the product. Then we have one-time offer. So that's our upsell. After they've already purchased the product, we show them the upsell page, offering them to purchase something else. And then we take them to the confirmation page. And from that confirmation page, when they have purchased the product, they can access everything in the member area. So let's just start with the lead magnet first, and we'll just build those 2 pages. So we'll build the lead magnet opt-in page and a thank you page. So I'm going to go to my funnels and start a brand new one. So I'll click on build a new funnel. And in that funnel, it will ask me, what do I want to achieve? So what I want is to collect emails. So I'll click choose collect emails. The name is Masterclass Leads. It's a test group. And I go build funnel. Now ClickFunnels is going to pre-populate my 2 steps. So we can see I've got those 2 steps on the left-hand side already. So I have this opt-in page and a thank you page, because that's what we need for leads. Now, at the menu here, what we see on the top is different kinds of steps. And ClickFunnels has this cool feature where it actually has templates that you can use. I mean, they're not perfect, but it's a start when you don't have anything else. So for this email opt-in, you see there are some old-fashioned templates, and you can just click on the template and it will pre-populate into your funnel. So if I click select template, it will build my page for me. And if you actually look at it, this is what you get. So there is this logo, there is image, there are some headlines, a button, a bit of text, and they've got a video here, they've got some options. So you can take this and you can delete stuff and change stuff as you want. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually show you how to build this page from scratch, so you know how everything works. So I'm going to create a new version of this page, and I'll just go for a blank opt-in. So somewhere at the bottom is a blank page. Cool. So I've created a variation. At this point, this is my page that I'll be working on, and I'll just click on edit page, and it will take me to this easy to use editor where I can just use to build my page within ClickFunnels. So you can see at the moment there is not much in there. This is just the one text. So let's build something together. So the way the page is put together in ClickFunnels is that it comprises of sections, rows, and elements. Each section is basically a strip of elements which can have multiple rows in it. When I go add new sections, sections are these green blocks. So I can say, okay, it's a full width. So this is my section now, it's a new one. And each section can have multiple rows inside it. So I can have one with one column, one with two columns, another section with one column, and we can add one with four. So this is all these different rows that are sitting within my section. And each row can have multiple elements. So I can have a headline, I can have an image, and a headline, and some text. I can have another text here, and then maybe I can have some images in these four different columns. So again, this is sitting within my section. Then this is a row with just one element in it, with just the heading. Then this row has one image, and it has a headline and a text. There is one over here with just one subheadline, and then I have one row with four images. You can keep adding things to it. You can also drag and drop them so they can go back and forth. You can just take this stuff and you can drag it around as you need. Just click the move and drag it wherever you want these elements to appear. Now with these rows, you can actually change the width of these columns. So you can just drag this slider, this vertical slider, and just drag it however you need it. So let's get rid of this section at the top. And this is my section, right? So maybe what I want is to have some kind of a heading at the top. So I'll add a full width section. On the section, I'll add one column with one headline. And I want this section to have some kind of a background. So when you hover over your section, again, sections are green, rows are blue, and elements are orange. There is this setting icon, and I click on the setting icon, and it determines the parameters of whatever I'm just editing. So in the section, I can adjust the background image, or I can give it a background color. So if I give it a color, you can see there are different colors that I can use. You can use whichever color you want from the selector. Or if you want, you can just go to background image, and you can browse for images that you already have in your account. Or you can search for images on different stock image websites. There are also some background images already loaded into ClickFunnels, which you can just select and use. So if, for example, I can use this blue triangle bit thing, and it will just go into as a background for my section. Now you can see it's not going all the way across. So sometimes you just have to go and say, okay, I want to repeat this image. Or you can change it to fill 100% width or 100% width and height. It will change how the image looks within your section. Usually you will go for something like 100% width or full center to fill in everything. So this is my section, and I will move the section up to the top. This is my section, the first one, and now I can just type in free report reveals. And now the text is black on dark blue, doesn't really look that great, so I'll go to text color and change this to white. And again, what I've done is I just clicked on the settings for this headline element. Okay, so this is my headline. And in my next section, I will want to say, okay, let's put an image in here. I'll click on images and I'll select one of my images that I already have in my account to make it easier. So here is my, let's say, image of my book. And let's say the headline is going to be how to be a superhero dad without stress or over. Well, where is my title? Now I have this blank row here, which I don't want anymore. So I'll just go to that row and delete it. This is my free report. I can add a bit of explainer text in there. And then what I would want to do is I would want to add a button for people to actually click and sign up for my free PDF. So I will go add new element, go form, and it's going to be a button. So click to sign up. Here is my button. So let's say this is my first section and I want to add another one. So just go add new section, go full width. And I really want this to go underneath. So I'll just move this row down to my new section. Now my new section has my images. I don't need this anymore. And I can add a bit of a background to this section. So again, I'll click on section settings, go to background image. I'm going to find some kind of a gradient or something to go as a background for my section. Let's say, let's put this gray blue background in there. And I'll go fill 100% width and height. Cool, so now I have section with a gradient. Now these gradients, they are in the funnel building kit. So you can access those to make it easier for you. Let's edit this button. So I'll have this button. You can see there is a warning. It doesn't have an action assigned to it. So we have to tell ClickFunnels what do we want the button to do. So I'll click on settings and set action. And you can have different things for the button to do. So it can open the pop-up window. It can submit the page or with a form. You can go to a website address. It can go to the next step in a funnel, or it can scroll to a section on current page. Right now, I want this to open a pop-up window. That's all I want this button to do. And I really want this button to be green because we've tested it and we found out that green buttons actually perform better than any other color. This is my green color. And I'll change the text. I'll say, yes, I want this. And subtext will be free report or free download. And I want this to be bigger. So I just go to font size and you can drag this slider to make this font as big as you want it. And the same goes for the subheadline. You can also play with the text color. And if I want this button to actually be more visible, I can go to the advanced setting. And right at the bottom, there is a button effect. And I will change it to rocking So now this button is going to just rock back and forth a little, and it just brings in more attention. So people notice that here is the button that they need to click. So that's the button, and I'll get out of here. And now I have a button that opens my pop-up window, which we will just do in a minute. And underneath I can have different images. I can have image, and maybe I want an image with a text. So I'll go image and add a paragraph. And I don't really want the whole paragraph in there. All I need is just a line of text. And of course you can just go in here, you can select the text, make it bold, you can make it underline, you can give it links, and you can also change the font of that text. So if I want to make it in a different font, I can do that. Settings, fonts. There are plenty of them in there. And now that I have it, I can actually clone the element. So I can click the clone and it will make a copy of it. I can take the copy and move it to the next column and the next one and the next one. So you don't have to do everything all over again. You just make a copy of the previous ones. And in this demo image, I will click the image, go to settings, and I'll just add an image from my library. And this will show you all the images that you have in your account. And you can also upload images from your own computer. So let's pick something that we can use in there. I just go with the kiddie ones. So here is one image. Now I can add another image. Over here. One more. This one. That image. And this one I can just clone and drag it across to the last column, because I don't have a fourth image here. So here are my images in the next section, and we can just carry on and keep adding different sections with different widths. So I can add another one which would have 2 columns, and in there I will have a text and an image here. So I can go add new element, and so on and so on. So I can have a picture, I can have text, and what I want now, it would be to have a button that scrolls back up. So I'll add a button, and let's put some more content in there. I'll have this text, I'll add a bit more spacing to it, add a top margin. Over here we'll add an image. This image is a bit too high, so I might have to change the height of this image to maybe just 600. Even that is too much, so 400 pixels. So here is my image, and this button is kind of floating in the nowhere here, so I'll move it below my text and give it a bit more spacing. And then I can get rid of this row. So that's my section here. Let's give this section some background. So I'll go to background color. make it like a light gray. And that's that. Now, if I want this button to scroll back to the top one, I can go to settings, set action, and scroll to row and section on page. And I will go to select a section and I'll go to the first one. So that's the first section we have on the page. Or actually it's the second one here. And it will scroll back up. If you want to add video to your page, again, we can add a video. So I go new section, then I'll have a row with just one column. And in that column, I will add a video. So here is my video element. And if I click on settings, they'll ask you, okay, where is the video located? Is it on YouTube? Is it on Vimeo? Is it on Wistia? Is it somewhere else? If I go over YouTube, all you need to put in here is just the YouTube URL and it will populate the video for you. If you have it on video, on Vimeo, you just put in the Vimeo URL and again, it will populate the video for you. It will show up in here. So you can see we've got multiple different elements that you can use within ClickFunnels to build your page. We've got text elements, we've got images and videos, even audios, the form elements that we'll use to get our people to opt in, and then we have countdowns, we have different icons, image features, image lists, pricing tables. There are different dividers. So there are plenty of elements that you can do on your page. And honestly, this is all you need. Like, you can build spectacularly selling pages with just these tools. And let's say at the bottom, I will add a footer section. So I actually have one saved in my sections. That's my footer section, and that's all I really need. So here is my page that we've created in like 15 minutes. What I would suggest when you start building these pages, it actually pays to make a kind of a sketch of it on a paper before you start building this page. It will make things much easier. So I usually start with pen and paper, just do a rough sketch of how would I want the elements on the page to look like what do I want to have there? Is there going to be a video? Where is going to be the headline? How are the images going to be placed on that page? And when I have this rough sketch, then I actually go into ClickFunnels and I start building this page. Okay, so now that I have this page pretty much ready, I need to add that pop-up window that we've put in there in the first button to show up. So I go to pop-up, I go show my pop-up window, which doesn't have anything in it right now. So I will want to add some rows to this pop-up page, because that's where I will be capturing their name and email addresses. I will add a headline. Let's say, where should we send your report? Let's add a new row, and I will want to add form elements. So it will be an input element. And I also need to have a text to go with it. Please enter your name. I will add this above my input field. And I want to move it, give it a little bit of padding to move it slightly from the edge inside. And over here, this is my input type. And I'm going to clone these two fields. So I'll just go clone this one and clone this one. And now I'll move the description down. So now what I have is please enter your name, and I have input field. Now in this input field we have to tell ClickFunnels what is it that we're collecting, what kind of data. So input type is going to be full name, and the placeholder text would be your name here. And it is required. I want to know their name, so it's required. And then underneath, I'll want to ask for the email address. So please enter your email address. That's my description. And the input field, you can see it still has the red warning that the input hasn't been set. So I'll change that, and the input type is going to be email address. Now email is automatically required. You can't submit a form without an email address. So that's all we need here. And then we need a button that will actually submit the form. So I'll add a new element that is a button. So I'll go to form section and click on a button. Let's say that the button is going to be, again, it's going to be green. We'll say click to continue. The action on the button will be submit order or submit form. So that will submit the form for us. And I'll give it a bit more spacing at the top. And I think it's pretty cool to actually have an icon on the button. So I'll click on advanced and scroll down, and there is an icon picker before and after the text. So let's say I'll go after, and in this icon picker, I'm looking for a right arrow, and my right arrow is this one here. Okay, if you're working on the page for a longer time, ClickFunnels will ask you if you want to save the page so you don't lose it. I will save it in a minute. So I'm looking for my right icon. This is what I want. So click to continue. We've got arrows. This is submitting the page. And maybe I need to decrease the spacing in here. So I'll go to settings on this description and just make the top margin slightly less. And the same goes for the top one. Okay. We can add an element that will say, hey, we will not spam or rent your information. And I want this to be barely visible, so I'll just go maybe light grayish. I'll want to make this font smaller because it is not that important. And that goes right underneath the button. And if you're operating with prospects from European Union to comply with GDPR, we add a new element that's a form, and it's a checkbox headline. And basically what we're going to do is get a consent that we can email them. So in this checkbox headline element, I will say I agree with this website sending me more information. And this is what we need to comply with GDPR laws. So we have accepted terms, it's required, and we can say it's required only for European visitors. So when people come to your page from European Union, they will see this checkbox headline. If they come from anywhere else from the world, this will not even be shown to them. So these are my terms. I can make them slightly smaller and click to continue. You can also add a background to this pop-up window. So if I go and edit pop-up settings, again, we have the background image or the background color, same as we have with sections. So we can go background image, and we can select one of our gradients from our library and go add image, and now I have a background on my pop-up window. So here is my page. There are a few more things I need to do here, and that would be changing the page name and maybe an SEO settings. So if I go to general, we can say, okay, do you want this page to show up in search engines? If this is a opt-in page, you will go show in search engine. If it's a page where you send people access to your download, you will probably hide that page. So on this one, we will show it. And when you sign up for ClickFunnels, they'll automatically sign you up for affiliate program. And you can show your affiliate badge or hide it on this page. So this is what this does here. That's all I need to do in the general settings for this page. And in SEO, this is where we put in the page name. So I'll say free report, superhero that. That's my free PDF. We can add description for this page, and you can also add keywords. It's not that important anymore, but you put in them if you want. And that's pretty much all you need. You can also add image for social media. So when people share it on Facebook or Twitter or anywhere else, that's the picture that's going to show up with the link. So I'll just add a picture of my book. And you can see this is what it kind of would look like in Google. This is my social media image that's going to show up on Facebook if I send somebody a link to this page. And that's pretty much all I need to do. If you want to add tracking, like Google Analytics, you would do it in settings and tracking code. So that's where your Facebook Meta Pixel code or Google Analytics code will go. And that's all I need to do here. So I'm going to go save. And I have my page. Let's have a look at how it looks. So over here, you've got these links to your pages. I'll just click the preview and it's going to load our page that we have just created. So here is our top headline, the image, explaining text. We've got our pictures. We've got more text. We've got click to sign up button, which will take us up to the top. And we have our video element that just plays in that page, and we have our footer. So this is my page, and if I click that I want to download this report, I'll click the green button, our pop-up shows up. And now we have to actually fill in the thank you page. So let's do that. I'll get out of here and go back to my lead magnet funnel. And I'll click on the thank you page. You can build one from scratch as I've just shown you, or you can use these templates. So what I'm going to do is select one of these templates for our thank you page. And there are two that I like. One is this one here with this lady, and then the one is here, which has got more elements to it. So let's just go simple. I'll go here, click select template. It's going to populate for me. And now all I need to do is just go to edit page and replace the stuff that I don't want to have here. So instead of their logo, I can use mine, or you can delete the image altogether. So I can either use one of mine pictures and go thank you. You can make the picture smaller, of course. If you go to settings, you know, they've got it set to 500. So if I make it just 250, that will automatically make the image smaller. You've got thank you. We have your information. So let's say, okay, thank you. Please check your email. this is as basic as it can get. So, you know, as for the basic thank you page, this will do. And now I have this funnel ready, so I can start collecting email addresses. So now I have my basic page. There are a couple more things that I want to show you. One is on the opt-in page, when we edit it, you will actually notice that it is automatically going to adjust for mobile phones. So we're building this in a desktop view, but over here we can switch it to mobile view, and it will automatically change our elements, and everything is responsive. So you don't have to worry about making your page suitable for mobile phones. ClickFunnels will do it for you. You can see it looks really good on mobile phones. All of the elements are in there. There is nothing going off the edge of the page or anything. It looks really good when you switch it to mobile view. And because like 80% of people will probably watch this on mobile, this is really important. You can also say that, okay, I want this image to show only on mobile phones, for example. So what you can do is go to settings, and over here we've got, you know, where is it going to show? Everywhere, mobile only, or desktop only. So if I change this to mobile only, now this picture is only going to show up on mobiles. And if I switch to desktop view, the image has disappeared. And the same goes for desktop. So you can have elements to show up only on desktop devices, but not on the mobile devices. And it used to be really painful to do responsive designs. ClickFunnels make it really easy for you. So that's that. And the last thing I want to have a look at is the settings of your funnel. So we've got those steps. We've got statistics, our context, which is where you will find the people who have signed up. And in my settings, you can actually change the name and domain name and address where your page is going to show up. So you can connect domain names to your ClickFunnels account. I can just select one of the ones that I have already connected. And this is the path. So I can change the path to say something like free report for dads. And this will be my URL. So now if I save this, I can actually type in michaelworm.com/free report for dads, and it will take me to the page that we just created. So that's my domain name and a URL where I can find my funnel. Okay, so what now? Well, if somebody signs up, you'll probably want to know that you got a new contact, new lead. So what you can do is go to the automation tab, and you can say, okay, I want to add a new action. So if somebody signs up, so let's say it's a new lead, it's everyone, and we'll go email notification. So if you get a new lead, if something happens on this opt-in funnel, I want to get an email, and you just put in your email address here. And that will send you an email every time somebody opts in to your funnel. Of course, you can hook it up to your email marketing. So when people sign up, you have third-party email system. You can connect it with your email marketing system. We will look at that inside the private masterclass because it gets a bit more technical. But at the beginning, this is all you need. You need just your opt-in page and a thank you page. Okay, so now we have our lead magnet funnel. We have an opt-in page with sign up form, and we have a thank you page. You'll see it's nothing too fancy, but it will give you an idea how you can build these pages with no coding skills. It's really easy to do. You can have these pages set up in like 20 minutes if you really sit down to it. I suggest you take ClickFunnels for a spin. Just sign up for the free trial and just play with it, and you will see it's really easy to actually build these funnels inside the system. In the next video, we're going to have a look at a sales funnel and landing pages. I'll take you through this page, explain how it's built, why the elements are there, what each section does in terms of marketing, copywriting, and user behavior. So we'll go through all that, and then we will have a look at upsell pages and making sure that you're not leaving money on the table and that you get paid for what you're worth. So today we talked about what makes a good lead magnet. I showed you what system you can use to easily build these. We talked about how to create your own lead magnet funnels step by step. And you can use the link getclickfunnels.deals to sign up for a free ClickFunnels trial. And when you implement this in your business, you can have unlimited amount of quality leads day in, day out. Okay, so that's it from me for now. I hope you found this useful. And in the next video, we will deep dive into building your own sales funnels and how to make sure that you get paid and you don't leave money on the table. So I'll see you at the next video. Until then, take care.